let's see if I get any further. There might be coming up soon, and like maybe an hour, if not. It's from like anywhere between 9:30 and 3. I might have to walk away for a little bit, maybe like 20 minutes. I have an inspection going on in my apartment, so.
Hey, something back there for you, pal.
Oh, an achievement.
Another weapon. Don't suppose I can back this time.
Not a chance, boyo. I'm paid to take it, not...
Okay. That's a new one.
Is that it? Alright. Codex time. And all the updates. Yet his meticulous veneer gives way to impatience frequently enough, especially with his only son. This resentment extends to his never-ending work, for he presides over an endless precision of the dead. The master claims he alone can tend to their affairs, but grudgingly, I think, expects his son's support. Nyx. Yet nonetheless, she toils about the master's house and conducts such affairs that fail to reach his nose or gain his attention. Charon. Or Charon. I wonder where he finds the time to mill about, as sometimes he is prone. His duty as the shepherd of the recently deceased must keep him very busy overall. Yet even still, he finds the time to collect trinkets and sell them back to us for reasons only he could understand. Hypnos. Though Hypnos may be lacking in propriety, he brings a certain cheer, however unconventional, into the grim proceedings of the house. Megara. The ancient Fury sisters deal retribution for eternity against all those who live unspeakably befouled the lives of others. They each seem to relish the grim work, though none so much as Megara, the first among them. Chaos. Even Nyx on Mother Night comes from somewhere, even the Olympians above, Master Hades himself. Eternal though they are, they came onto this world after they or their ancestors sprang from the darkness of chaos. Poseidon. How many of my brethren did he drown during my mortal days? He comes across as affable, yet I've not forgiven him. Athena. She favors those of disposition such as mine, and I would like to think her efforts keep the violent, lusting Ares, her half-brother, well in check. Artemis. Even Lord Hades may hold some respect for her, I think. Certainly her power is responsible for no small quantity of shades in this domain. Ares. It keeps men down, they shall never grow too plentiful this way or near as mighty as the gods. Dionysus. This may explain why he among Olympians is so well loved by mortal kind, because he loves them back, bringing to them more joy than suffering for the most part. Hermes. None whom I know approach his agility or athleticism. He puts his peerless skill to a specific use, serving as the messenger of Olympus. Vast distances are nothing to him, yet there's something more to Hermes. He is the only god upon Olympus who dutifully serves the underworld in addition to his Olympian affairs. Oop, I wasn't done. Chiles. I buried far too many of them and sent many others to this place where now at all last we all peers. I am fortunate the master of the house took pity upon me and spared me from eternal boredom in Elysium with an existence closer to the times when I still lived and had a job to do. Eurydice. Mortality and immortality are closer than most gods care to believe. There are such minor gods as can be killed. So it is with nymphs and all naiads, and the dryads, and the like. God, all the, and the. The spirits of the woods and seas and skies. In life, they captivate our mortal senses and imaginations, but in death, we are all more alike. Theseus. Oft called the greatest king of Athens, the hero Theseus is nonetheless best known for his deeds earlier in life, deeds great enough to earn his immortal soul a place of high honor and hallowed Elysium. Asterius. In life, the wretched abomination known as the Minotaur was freed across the coast of Greece, those cast into the labyrinth in which he himself was trapped and had no hope of escape. Cerberus. Yes, the massive beast has feasted on no short supply of interlopers to the underworld or on those attempting to escape. However, tales of the number of its heads are oft exaggerated. In his old age, his temperament has grown much more relaxed. Indeed, he seems one of the sole sources of comfort for the house's grim master. Dusa. A splendid house such as the master's own requires a great deal of cleaning, and the little Gorgon seems forever doomed to do it all herself. Skelly. The animated skeleton and I, we seldom get along. He is too talkative for me and spouts such simple condescension to all those in earshot, seemingly as though he were an expert in the ways of war. Elysium. Some mortals surely would wish to live forever if only they could, though for the sensible ones, spending an eternity in the fields of Elysium would be their foremost choice, to be forever in that beautiful place together with the only great souls ever lived. Styx. Despite the infamy of the river Styx among surface dwelling, still breathing mortals, the river is not found on any map. Mortals agree it is best to discover where the river Styx originates only when brought there. Oop. Chaos. There must be some place even darker, even deeper than the lowest depths of Tartarus, for even Tartarus sprang forth from somewhere else. Stygian blade. It has been long since last the blade had a partner, and as I transported, I could sense its eagerness to return to battle, to relive its own memories. I am left to wonder who else someday will bear this blade. The master's son, among its charitable qualities, isn't warlike enough to want to use it forever. And then Eternal Spear. I don't think I've even read this one yet. It must have been a sight with Lord Hades wielded the wrath of the Eternal Spear versus the Titan, driving back those fiends in the depths. Together with the help of his Olympian brothers and sisters, the master had since had traded in that terrifying weapon for even larger two-pronged fork he likes to brandish in threat, noting sometimes his superiority to the trident of Lord Poseidon, which he insists is a mere copy. Varatha, meanwhile, has seen better days, but is a weapon built for war, and war shall always find it, I suspect. After all, it now lies in the hands of the Lord Hades' heir, and whose command it much resembles the two-pronged fork Lord Hades comes to favor since that time. Father and son are much alike at least in this. Perilous foes. I have a lot. Satyr cultists. A multitude of warriors decorate the brow grim of Lord Hades, whose nature is unknown to anyone but him, but there are some concerns that even he can't suppress. Snakestone. The crystal consciousness lurking in the underworld are none too easily explained, and that is doubly the case when it comes to serpentine forms residing underneath upper temple floors. Bother. The dead share much in common with the living, each desperate for something they cannot articulate. For the dead, this can mean an unrelenting urge to gain the surface of the master's realm and to break free, or try using whatever means avail themselves, even looking at that unassuming bowl of ash. Keen vermin. Vermin, like men and dogs, are followers, oftentimes as large as most physically imposing of that pack that becomes leader, but size is not the only factor, and ultimately not a substitute for a ferocity of spirit. Gigantic vermin. There is a certain perverse cruelty to life. This, I feel, is plainly evident in the vile form of the loathsome vermin that grow thick with contempt in the recesses of the underworld's topmost echelons. Would that there were more succinct ways to describe plague-ridden horrors such as these. A crawler. The barrier between the realm of the living and the realm of the dead cannot be easily transgressed, but there are creatures adequately small and vicious as to rise up to the challenge. Soul Catcher. What is the soul? An ember from the depths of chaos, nothing more, I think, but it is all we are as mortals, and it is all we are reduced to once we inevitably fade away as such a surprise then that we souls see company in death just as in life. Likewise, it should come as no surprise. I think that some such souls yet harbor hatred in what used to be their hearts. God, words. I can't. Too much words. I can't speak. Great Shield. The illusion of protection is sometimes indistinguishable from the real thing. After all, one's ability to survive and prevail in perilous matters is largely an act of will. Thus do the exalted Great Shield bearers of Elysium cling, I think, rather desperately to their worldly comforts, even in death. Lawn Spear. I know what they can do only too well. The endless training regime takes influence from a specific martial style I strove to perfect in life, the spear always having been my preferred weapon for its reach and versatility. Bright Sword. The exalted, such as the blade-wielding bright swords, are bound to the arms they carried when they fell in battle as mortals. When severed from those arms, they make a desperate grasp for them so they can fight some more. Flame Wheel. The chariot is a famous symbol of the warfare and technology of my mortal days. However, a specific role in battle sometimes is exaggerated. Chariots ushered men like me to the front lines. They themselves were seldom the ones to go crashing through enemy ranks, though there were indeed exceptions. Nemean Chariot. The wild land of Nemea is perhaps best known for the monstrous lions slain by the hero Heracles during one of his many labors, oft told still. The visions of this beast became a symbol of its rival chariot riders who trained so rigorously. They believed they formed a bond with their own vessels of wood and bronze. Splitter. There is much knowledge the gods sought to keep well afield of mortal minds, and there are mortals who pursued that knowledge undeterred all their short lives. The Bone Hydra. Stripped of the flesh, the hero Heracles sliced through and cauterized. The Hydra now resides within the underworld, stewing in the scintillating tumult of the fire river called the Phlegethon. Megagorgon. The petrifying gorgons we so feared among the living that the kings of men summoned the grandest of the heroes to dispatch them, claiming that the fickle old gods desired it. Skull Crusher. In the great and ancient war that raged between the Titans and Olympians, the brutish Cyclops stood with the former side and nearly paid for it. Their kind has all but disappeared from Earth, though remnants still remain beneath it. A Drakon. The moral life is a struggle to survive that ends in failure. One final lesson. Prior to a transfer here, where we have room enough for every living thing from the greatest of men to the lowest of serpents. A Bone Raker. For mortals, the need occasionally rises to draw blood, whether for a cause or by necessity. Oof. But there are also those who do it for its own sake. Monsters in the form of men revealed finally for what they are once in this realm. I don't know if I've read Voidstone. The underworld was born of nothingness, a pure chaotic void. Vestiges of this remain within this place, crystallized into a form of something that cannot rightly be called life. A brimstone. The hatred concentrates into a very pain that even the synthetic gods have learned to carefully avoid whenever possible. Skullamat. Within an endless litany of numbskulls waiting to clatter forth, mindlessly preying on what little life essence they like to find. Artifacts. Diamond. Among the hottest, most bedazzling of substances born beneath the earth, the diamond nonetheless has somewhat of a stately manner, colorless and stoic, next to all the multicolored stones which with which it can coexist, but what it arguably lacks in outward beauty, it makes up for its uses in sprawling industry of death, which Master Hades oversees. Ambrosia. Mortals most regularly nourish themselves with food and drink merely to stave off death. The gods of Olympus have no such fear and consume only for the sake of tradition or revelry. They have access to all splendors and delicacies the world has yet to offer. Yet they favor one in particular, and only very rarely does it make its way down here into this realm. And that's it. All caught up now. And I feel like my voice is so fucking raspy.
Ready as I'll ever be.
It's fucking cold in my apartment.
That is cold. Last time I felt a
Yeah,
chill
man.
like this was on the surface. But who? Well, one way to find out. Then, in the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
I forget who it is. Demeter?
I understand, young Zagreus, that you would seek to leave that bitter darkness for this bitter cold. Quite honestly, I fail
Her
to see
stuff is
why.
pretty cool. I like her
But I'll aid
balloons.
your plight. Why not? For I can offer plenty of assistance, and you soon shall grow fond of it.
I just realized my camera is fucking just... Right there? I think. I don't know where to put my camera. Oh no. I'll figure it out in a second. Oh, I want this.
I have the power of the freezing surface now.
Okay, there's nothing down here. Right. I mean, just like what I have for like,
Heads up.
coinage, I guess, or like that stuff. It's not a necessity to see that.
More, huh? A gift. Where to?
Poseidon.
More witches.
I should probably put my phone on charger.
Why, little Hades, there's a certain chill about you, meaning you received an ice-cold blessing courtesy of Elder Goddess Demeter, correct? Now, personally, I think water's best in
I'm
liquid form, but who
everywhere
am
with
I to
my phone.
judge?
What if I just did this? Fucking right there. Not bad at all. I guess I'll do.
Let's
Here's
make
my
some
guy.
waves.
I'll get some ambrosia. Not ambrosia, nectar. Some more health. guy. Yes. I like the dash. That's super cool. The frozen dash. It looks nice too. Choking hands or whatever. I like how you only see certain stuff after you make it to the surface. I finally got damage down.
Delicious.
God, people, First one of the day, not going the greatest. Taking a lot of damage. Really quickly so far.
Lord Ares.
Did you happen to know, my king, that you have slain more than 100 foes since you began your quest? You have, for I am keeping count, and I am most impressed.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's cool. I put my sweatshirt. Oh, fuck. Oh, it's out there. I'll be right back. Oh, fucking cold. Demeter is in my household. That's what it is. Ugh. A weird squeaking or my kid was waking up, which either one
Prince said.
not the case I
Hello, sir.
Ooh, I forgot about my coin jars. Ooh, fucking
Hey,
cold.
Prince, how goes the old escape plan? Any luck?
You know, it's been alright, all things considered. Dying now and then, and it's been hard, but hey, what can you do?
Does this work? Hide my headset. Keep my head warm.
Ah, well, keep your chin up. Me, why, I quit trying to get out of here a while back. But if I was a fire-stepping youngster like yourself, perhaps I would have stuck to it.
There's some darkness, I
Then
guess.
here you go.
Mine. Thanks.
Well, you take care.
I'll take it.
The conch shell has leveled up. It's cool. So they can change it out. Something else now. I have nectar, which I'm gonna give to Demeter the next time I pick up one of her boons.
What's for sale?
Restore some health, and then there's a treasure trove. Nah, I think that was even prior. Might as well do that.
Who dies next?
I might keep the stream a bit short. Man, I'm tired. Ow. Fuck.
Gods grant me strength.
Probably that don't be Meg. No,
I'm
it
here,
is,
Meg.
surprisingly.
I heard what happened.
That Hydra was a total bastard, though. Bastards. But you sound practically impressed with me there, Meg. I feel so flattered.
I'll probably only do one run.
You'll soon feel something else. I don't.
That's as long as everything goes well, I guess.
I don't think so. Stand still for me. You dare.
I'm gonna keep my eyes open. Fucking hell. I'm not starting me playing well.
Catch Zacharias. Not again.
I couldn't even see Meg. I'm so tired.
Almost had me. My keepsake collection. Just what the house contractor ordered.
Oh, I fell asleep for a second.
Broke out of Tartarus. Hot up here.
It's possible I might attempt to stream later. Most likely. Once I get an ample amount of rest.
All set.
I hate workplaces and their attendance policies, man. Fucking retarded.
Drakens.
And blatant favoritism in the workplace is also fucking heinous.
How many more of these are
People
there?
only cover other people's backs when they're just people they care about. Or people they like, or people they work with for a long time. There's been people that are late every fucking single day that don't get written up. And then people that like
Nearly
are
got me.
late by an hour because they overslept.
Looks like time's hit you hard since
Like
last we had a run-in,
once.
cuz. Well, when life is tough, just hurry through the rubbish
It's
bits, I say.
technically a no call, no show. Or the manager's deeming it a no call, no show. And it's the way they're making
Have
the
to keep
attendance policy to be out to be is that the manager's digression,
The marketplace here, huh?
who gets written up for it and whatnot.
I'll take it.
And
How fares
it
your
just
war against the dead?
sounds
I knew
like
that foul boatman would come through,
people
and
are
you would
just
find amongst his
always
wares this gift.
picking certain people to be the
The searing flame and ashes of the river Phlegethon
Or like,
mean nothing to the
I don't know,
ferryman
it's dumb.
Charon, who travels all the waters of the
And then-
underworld bearing the dead, the damned,
And that's
and
been
all
that
their
bugs me about
fineries.
workplaces when they're short
I do
staffed
enjoy dead
and
people's
they
fun
let
in a race.
everything slide, and then all of a sudden they start
Care to
cracking
provide me any
down
insight as to just what sort of hideous
on people
monstrosity
for the
awaits me
things
over
they
on the
were
next
letting
infernal
slide,
island,
like
Kieran, mate?
literally the day prior. It's kind of ass. Doesn't fucking make sense. Like, I get it, you don't want to lose the staff you got. So what? But that, if you're gonna, like, change the way you're running, just on a fucking turn of a hat down the road, you should just fucking, like, just continue with the way you were doing things to begin with. Otherwise, it's not gonna fucking, that's dumb. That's gonna create super unfair circumstances based on stuff. I'm just not fucking right. Yeah, okay. I'm fucking like falling asleep anyways. Work is dumb, and that's why I eventually hope I don't have to work.
Ugh, guess
in a
witches don't
normal
like company.
workplace. I'd really love for streaming to take off.
Wow, you just barged into the witches' circle out in Asphodel and they just filled you full of all those stinging purple orbs and killed you, huh? You can't just show up expecting to join their club. You have to study witchcraft for years.
Sounds like a knitting fucking
I'll get
group.
right on that.
Hi.
I'm gonna gift you one of these.
Miss Dusa, I wanted you to have this. It's nothing really, just for your hard work.
Prince, I'm really grateful for this.
Thanks, Miss Dusa.
Ah, Duster. I'm interested.
Prince, your father, I think he's pretty steamed right now about something, so maybe you could stay away.
That's quite all right, Dusa. I'm not afraid of him, and neither should you be. You're the best help he's ever found.
Just doing my job.
Must have missed Achilles.
What is going on?
You are not to aid him in these matters, Nyx. His foolishness is to be scorned and reprimanded, not indulged. Do we have an understanding?
We have an understanding, Hades, yes. He is your own son, after all, and therefore your responsibility. I, in turn, have my commitments to this realm and to this house. You have aided me in them, so I remain, as ever, in your debt.
It is not necessary to remind me. Surely all those who once defied my brothers and myself would much prefer a post within my house over eternity within the lowest depths of Tartarus. Not that the darkness there would trouble you.
I hate it when they fight.
What do I want? Is there even anything? No. At least not there.
Contractor, work
There's
approved.
some house decor.
Back there, let's change the color theming up a little bit.
Ooh, not bad.
Oh, hello, Zagreus. I was just wondering if you had ever heard of any other court musicians who had lost the will to sing. Your father's asked me to explain myself, and honestly, it has been rather difficult.
If it's any consolation, mate, I'm certain every single undead court musician serving in the throne room of the God of the Dead has been through everything you're going through.
What do you want from me? Leave me alone. We've nothing to discuss here anymore.
I was just checking up on you. Just let me know if you wanted to talk for any reason.
I'm not interested in having company, especially from you. You stay the hell away while I'm off duty.
What's new?
What do you have for trade? I don't pay you that. I will pay you that.
Here's
for
your
the
darkness.
keys.
many times has it been?
I've only attempted to escape 9 times.
What do the 3 fates have in mind?
Everything's max, but besides my death defiance. That's fine.
My power grows. Skelly.
Been waiting over here.
Another keepsake.
Yeah, why is it? Wait, is that heal or? Yeah, that's just to heal you, okay. I think. You know, that'll not be bad. I have to quickly clear an encounter. So what do you mean by quickly? What's the definition of quick?
Got it. Once in a while, pal, you're gonna see a real fancy bozo try to ruin your good time. You'll know him because he's glowing like a light. But that's his special armor, see? You gotta punch right through it. He's gonna shrug you off until you do.
For a good time, beware the fancy...
That's all the energy I have for now, at least. I'll potentially attempt to stream again later. If not, thanks for watching a very adamantly small stream, and most of it me just reading off stuff. So, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate